Imagine a person walks by wearing jeans in Seoul, New York, Paris, or perhaps Milan. I doubt that anyone would think anything peculiar about a passerby wearing a casual piece of denim. For this, what I want you to discern through my speech is that a sole piece of clothing can be a picket, an expression, and a perception. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist promoting female education for those who hasn't been given the right to be educated. Who would have thought that the youngest Nobel Prize laureate with such an appreciable cause would get heavily attacked, both on and offline, merely for wearing jeans? The time was 2017, when Yousafzai wore jeans and boots for her classes one day. Only that. The problem these attackers suggested was that a Muslim woman decided to wear Western clothing, because even within the image, many others are wearing jeans with boots. It's just that the society decided a rule about Muslim women that isn't even acknowledged in the Quran. But what Malala Yousafzai did can be a call for religious freedom and religious equality. Because back in the late 18th century, denim jeans were worn as an equalizer for all gender and all races. But my speech isn't just about jeans. It is about how a piece of cloth, its color, textile, and design all hold the ability to express someone's values, their thoughts, and their ideas. I'm not saying you have to analyze each and every person on the way they dress, and I'm definitely not telling you to presume what they value merely by their clothing preferences. I contend that a piece of clothing holds a capacity so prodigious that oftentimes it spoke more powerfully than words itself. Now, why was Malala so heavily shamed for wearing jeans? There is a very important connection between fashion and culture. Sometimes, culture itself limits the capacity of one's outfit choices. The majority of the time, however, other cultures tend to develop their own stereotypes and limit the capacity of traditions different than their own. Of course, it's an obvious fact, but is it an important fact to consider about the relation between culture and the person's variety of outfit choices? Other cultures, or in chance, religions, are decreasing the variety of one's options and judging them based on their culture and what they expect that culture to have made a law of. We can call it a generalization from one beside a certain culture that makes rather an uneducated guess about other cultural norms. If you went back merely a century, even just a decade ago, these cultural norms may have been valid. In some countries or religion, it may still be applicable. However, it is no longer respectable to degrade the way someone dresses just because of your own conjecture towards a culture. Malala Yousafzai was a person of the Muslim belief, hence people scrutinized her attire and decided to leave prejudiced opinions. These certain cultures, especially ones that are divergent from Western cultures, tend to be judged by the way they dress. This is in no way acceptable, as fashion often represents your identity. Merely a color is able to exhibit your beliefs and statement your idea. It shows which idea you support. Hence, the idea of fashion activism has begun. Now you may wonder how that is so, how a sewed piece of textile is able to execute your beliefs. But fashion is a visual representation of values you support or don't support. The color white, for example, is one of the most famous indicator for feminist activity. Quoting Refinery 29, white was that happy medium. Anyone could get it, anyone could wear it, so it was uniting women of different socioeconomic statuses. One of the most prominent protests for women done by wearing white is the suffragist movement. It was 1910 when women held a campaign at odds to the Liberal Party, fighting for the right to vote. They also wore green and purple, but white was the most significant of them all. Since then, the color white is frequently seen on sites dedicated to women's rights. Sometimes, a whole put-together outfit is able to convey messages too, not a color. One of the most well-known may be the Black Civil Rights movements beginning in the 1950s. The participants wore their Sunday best outfits. Women wore cardigans, button-ups, and stockings with their bottoms topped with styled neat hair, and men wore dark suits. This style of fashion was able to announce the call for their rights, as people of the black race were then considered to be indigent, indolent, and incompetent. By wearing the outfit of the higher social hierarchy, it challenged the racist belief. For this reason, fashion is a form of a picket, expression, and a perception. Let me wrap up. Fashion is an implement that helps convey your ideas. For centuries, people wore the dress of their culture. The globalization, we were given a humongous variety of outfit choices for attire. With unlimited color and design now available, it is uncomplicated to affirm your thoughts. I want to add, fashion goes through a never-ending transformation over time. This comes from people's fear of being ostracized. People like to imitate the popular society, and the popular societies continue to distinguish themselves in order to maintain their fame. I have a think about distinguish themselves. Over the course of history, fashion has been altered and reshaped, but many tend to stay stuck on their original idea of this industry. The topic I've talked to you about today isn't as big and serious as global warming or world hunger. Though I chose this topic because it can be solved right at this moment. Yes, right now. This is a problem of mentality. Have a think about how you perceive others' attire and filter out the negativity. There, it's done. We wear what we want to for ourselves, and they wear what they want to for themselves. Quoting Mark Twain, great people are those who make others feel that they too can become great. I'll leave you with this. It is important that we maintain and cherish our culture, but it should never restrain who you are as a person. With different cultures and religions, we may view it in an altered perspective, but it doesn't permit an authority to judge a culture different than our own. This judgmental viewpoint is the basis of numerous inequality incidents internationally, small or big, and because I believe this is an idea worth spreading. Thank you.